You know that feeling when you're trying so hard to make progress in your life in different areas towards your goal, whatever it is, but something just keeps pulling you back to the same patterns or the same feelings, or you're just not even feeling like taking action? What if the problem wasn't laziness? In this episode, we're talking about the powerful difference between being lazy and being stuck. Stay tuned.
One, two, three, four.
Hi, I am Carrie Marie, and this is season 3 of Holistic Mama Speaks, the podcast where I share tips and insights and real talk about living happier, living healthier, living more abundantly, and living on purpose. From prioritizing and time management to detoxing and realigning your body, home life, work life, boosting self-worth, confidence, to holistic wellness, family, relationships, and everything in between. I've got you covered. That's why it's holistic. Whether you are juggling mom life, chasing your big dream, or just looking for ways to feel better inside and out, you are in the right place. And I'm so excited that you are here. So just a quick note, I am not a doctor, therapist, or financial advisor. I'm just here to share what's worked for me and others who I've worked with, and from what I've learned and picked up along the way. So for a full disclosure on everything, head on over to holisticmamaspeaks.com. Let's dive into the episode. So I want to just start out by saying you are not lazy. You're stuck. And there is a big difference. I know you're doing a lot. You are trying to eat better. You're trying to drink more water. You're trying to move your body, manage your stress, show up for your family, keep up with work and your house, and still have something left for yourself. But at the end of the day, you're like, you read all the books or you listen to the podcast and you know what you should be doing, right? You know all of those things you should do. You have that big long list of all the things, the right things that you should be doing in your life. Yet, things still feel heavy. Things still feel overwhelming, stressful, like there's way too much going on and not enough time to do it. Or progress feels slow, or motivation kind of comes and goes. Sometimes you're motivated to do something good and you're like, yeah, drinking all the water. And then the next day you're like, oh, water disgusts me. I don't even want to take a sip of water. Why should I bother? Or maybe you go to the gym one day, or you're eating healthy one day, and then the next day, you don't feel like it. Not so much. That's usually the moment when people start telling themselves that they're lazy or they're undisciplined or you just have bad follow through. Like, what are all of the things that you've told yourself, right? Or that you've heard other people say? But here's the truth. Most people never hear this. You're not lazy. You're stuck. And that distinction literally changes everything. Because if you know the difference and you remind yourself of that, you're not telling yourself you're lazy or you don't have what it takes or whatever it is, whatever those old self-sabotaging thoughts and patterns are. You just have to make that realization like, oh, wait, I'm stuck. The cool thing is you can get unstuck. But let's take a little peek though. What being stuck actually looks like. And I'm saying stuck in quotes because it's just a word. And it doesn't necessarily mean you yourself as a human being are a stuck person. It just means that you have a stuck point. Being stuck doesn't mean that you're doing nothing. It doesn't mean that you're literally staying still. It doesn't mean that you're just sitting on the couch all day long, not doing a thing. No, it actually looks like you're doing everything, but you're still feeling behind. Still feel like you're not getting enough accomplished. or you're not doing the right things or in the right way or whatever. It's the tight chest. When you sit down to plan your week and you're like, I have all of these things that I need to get done. My to-do list is this big, but I only have this much time to get it done in. Or that constant mental juggling. Like, do you feel like sometimes your brain is playing ping pong in there, is like going in all millions of different directions and you can't shut it off? You try to get some things done, but your mind is reminding you of all these other things. Or you try to even sleep at night and your mind is going a million miles a minute, right? It's that feeling that, like, no matter how much effort you put into something, something keeps pulling you back and you keep falling into the same patterns or you keep not making progress, even though you feel like you're doing everything, right? Most people just assume, like, oh, I need more willpower or I need more motivation. I need more discipline. When in reality, what's actually happening is much more simple, but it's also a lot sneakier. Mm. So let me just explain to you a little bit about why trying harder, like continuing to just push yourself to try, do more, 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 actually doesn't work. It's not going to get any more accomplished, actually. Because when you're stuck, there's actually something quietly running in the background. So it's kind of like, have you ever been somewhere where, like, you don't realize it at first, but like there's this like humming noise running in the background? And actually, let me tell you this. Have you ever noticed how silent your house is when the power goes out? You don't realize all of the noises of your home, the things that are just running in the background, whether it be fans or motors or boilers or whatever. There's always some sort of noise. And then all of a sudden the power goes out and it's like, zoop, and you're in complete silence. That's kind of like all of that noise that's always there that you're just used to, that you don't realize is there, is kind of like the stuck points that are just going on in the background very quietly, so much so you don't even realize it. They're just a part of your life. They're things like unresolved beliefs or stress patterns that your body is just holding on to, or an emotional loop that drains your energy. Have you ever been on one of those like emotional loops where you just keep having that same emotion crop up over and over and over again? You know how when you like go to do something and then it's like you put on the brakes. It's kind of like that, of like, so it's like you're not even realizing that it's happening, but your brain is putting the brakes on. It's a stuck point. That's what all it is. Hey, friend, just a quick pause in our show. I just wanted to mention, if this is really hitting home with you so far, I created something that I think that you will love. My new workbook, Unstickify Your Life, is a 30-day journey designed to help you to get unstuck, reset, and thrive in your life. Check it out at unstickifyyourlife.com. So you can set your goals, right? You've got these big goals, these big dreams. You can make the plans. You can even start off strong. You're taking some action, but eventually you feel tired, you feel scattered, you feel overwhelmed, and that momentum fades again and again. It just keeps doing it. And then you don't end up making any progress. And then you stall. You completely put the brakes on. You quit something. You're just like, eh, why bother? This is why so many capable, driven people like yourself feel frustrated with themselves. How many times have you felt frustrated with yourself? It's because you're working against something that you can't even see, that you don't know is even there. Until now, I'm bringing this awareness to you so that you know, oh, there is something there. There's something that's holding me back. And that shift and just that knowledge can change everything. The moment things begin to move forward is when you stop asking yourself, what's wrong with me? Like, why am I not taking action? Why am I not progressing in this area? Why am I not doing this? Why am I not doing that? Instead of asking yourself those questions, start asking, hmm, what's actually keeping me stuck? What are those stuck points? Those things that are just quietly running in the background. What are they? Once you start shifting that from what's wrong with me to what's stuck, then, first of all, it takes the pressure off of you personally and puts it where it belongs on the pattern that needs attention. I see this literally all the time when I'm working with people, even when I'm working on myself. Oh, I have gotten myself unstuck from so many things. That's why I call myself the Unstick a Fire Life Coach, by the way. Because once the right thing is identified and released, progress stops feeling like it's a constant uphill climb. It stops feeling so frustrating and so like there's brakes on at the same time as the gas and you're just like I can't get anywhere. All of a sudden decisions start becoming clearer, energy comes back, action feels easier. You're like, "Whoo, I'm in the groove. I'm doing this." Not because life suddenly becomes perfect, right? Nothing's perfect, by the way, but because you're no longer feeling like you're dragging this invisible weight behind you all the time. So, what do you do? Hmm, I'm going to share with you three simple ways to loosen that grip of feeling stuck. Hey, friend, another quick pause. If you are ready to go even deeper on this journey and truly start getting unstuck, I'd love to invite you to join the Unstickify Your Life Academy. As a very special gift to my listeners, you can receive free access to the Academy right now. Plus, you will be entered to win a free stuck point scan where we'll just pinpoint the biggest area that you may be stuck in and that's holding you back. Visit holisticmamaspeaks.com/academy to learn more and to grab your free access. Your next level might just be one step away. Let me just tell you, you don't need to overhaul your whole life. Sometimes people feel like that needs to happen. Like I need to stop doing everything that I'm doing and just start brand new, fresh with everything. You don't need to overhaul everything for your life to start moving in the right direction. Small shifts matter. Okay? So here we go. What are those three things? Number one, first of all, stop labeling yourself. Pay attention to the words you're saying, to the things that you're thinking about yourself. Instead of saying things like, I'm just lazy, or I never follow through, or I just can't do it. Those labels are actually shutting down your progress instead of helping it. It's just an excuse. It's just, I'm not making progress because I'm just lazy. And ending it like that. It's an excuse. Literally, anytime that you say something like that, it's an excuse. And I want you to just break free from that. Instead, try this. Try saying, I want to change this, and something is in the way. Hmm, what could that be? Just ask yourself, what could that be? You might not get the answer immediately, but at least it takes that off of you and your personality. You're not a lazy person. And it's putting it onto, hey, I want to change this. I want to start shifting something, but just something's in the way. What is that thing that's in the way? Stating that, make a note of that. Okay. Here, I'll repeat it again so you can write it down if you have a place to write it down. And if you don't have a chance to write it down, come back and re listen to this. Okay. Write this down, maybe put on a sticky note somewhere to remind you the next time you start bad talking yourself, self doubting. I want to change this, and something is in the way. What could it be? Okay. Write that down. That just keeps the door open of your brain, your body, your energy to what the possibility is. Okay. Number two, protect your energy first. This is tough sometimes when we have so much going on in our lives. Our energy is being drained. When your energy is low, everything feels harder. You're not able to make progress when you feel tired and exhausted and have low energy, right? Your motivation is going to go in the tanks. So, start your day in a way that supports focus and steady energy instead of running on fumes. Because you cannot get through the day and you cannot be reaching your goals running on fumes. Okay? Simple things, staying hydrated, grab that drink of water, and also things like electrolytes, supporting your nutrition. Make sure that you're eating a balanced diet of things that are not garbage, things that are going to be nutritionally sound, and supplementing that as well. Our food doesn't have all of the nutrients we need, unfortunately. We need to add in some supplements and tools that help your body to handle stress better, that can make a noticeable difference in how you show up and how you sustain your energy and long-term effort toward your goals and what you're working on in life. Okay, so what are those little tools, those little stress relief things? Maybe it's deep breathing, maybe it's journal writing, maybe it's listening to fun music, whatever that is for you. Find those things that help support you so that you're not draining your energy. You're supporting it. Because energy isn't a luxury, it's a requirement. If you want to make a change in your life, you have to have the energy to sustain it. Okay? End of story. That's it. Okay. But I do have another tip for you. Number three. Number three, look for the root, not just the symptom. This is one of the things that I really struggle with. Nothing against the entire healthcare system, but in a way, symptoms are being treated without looking underneath at the root. What is actually causing these things? Okay? So I want you to think about this. When the same issue keeps popping up, or the same emotions keep popping up, the same frustrations, the same stresses, they keep popping up over and over again. It's usually not the surface behavior or the surface things that need fixing. There's usually something down deeper that is causing the same thing to keep cropping up over and over and over again, or those brakes to keep getting turned on over and over and over again. There is a reason behind it. And, that's why so many people feel relief when they finally identify their stuck points that are holding them back and then release them. Because once that root, that stuck point that is blocking progress, once that is addressed, once that is revealed and it's released, then everything downstream just keeps getting easier. This includes your habits. This includes your motivation. This includes your energy. It includes your follow through. All of that in turn. I mean, imagine going from procrastinating on those things that you've meant to do. You have a good mind to do it, but you haven't done it week after week, month after month, year after year. I mean, how long have you been procrastinating on some things? Can you imagine having those stuck points released and just all of a sudden getting in flow and tackling those things? Like, psh, those are nothing. Why did I procrastinate for so long? It's because of that stuck point. So I want you to remember this moving forward. Remember, you don't need to become a whole different person. We're not recreating you, right? You don't need to change everything in your life. You don't need to push harder or be tougher on yourself. Definitely not. That actually does harm rather than good. You need clarity around what's keeping you stuck and the right support to move through it. Release it. That's when things start to shift faster than ever expected. Like, oh, you wouldn't believe how quickly things move along, and you're like, wow, it's literally like magic. So, if some of these things that I talked about today felt a little uncomfortably familiar, take that as a sign, not a flaw. Take it as a sign because awareness is key. Awareness is the first crack in the wall. Awareness is really what really shows you, okay, something's going on. I need to do something about this. And it's where the momentum actually begins. So just keep in mind that no matter where you are in your life, no matter what things have happened to you, no matter where you are on these goals and what little or no progress or as much progress as you've made, first of all, let me just tell you that you are not behind. You are not broken. You are just ready for a different approach. And that's a very good place to be at. Awareness and realizing, ooh, all I need to do is make this little shift. So reach out, contact me through holisticmamaspeaks.com and on social media to let me know once you've made this shift, when you're ready to release those stuck points, and when you're implementing at least one thing that you learned about in today's episode. Have a beautiful rest of your day. Thank you so much for joining me today for Holistic Mama Speaks. If you loved this episode, be sure to follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Share it with a friend who needs some help and encouragement and who really just needs to hear what's in this episode. And also don't forget to leave a review and or rating wherever you are listening to this podcast. It helps the podcast to reach those who need to hear this message. So you can also head on over to holisticmamaspeaks.com for show notes, for free resources, and for more to support you along your journey. Thank you again for joining me today. See you next time.